Right, Wes, strap yourself in, because we're going to get contentious here. We need to put in together a combined 15, which a year ago would have been box 1 through to 15, and can we have basically 4 loose forwards so we can slot an RD? It's generally been where we've been at with the All Blacks. These days, I think the All Blacks definitely have got some very, very good players coming through. And I think what's also interesting is obviously we're also not entirely sure who our number 1 players, in inverted commas, are going to be. So we've got to build 1 through to 15.
Okay.
Let's start with the front row. And the reason I'm going to start with the front row, because it's very easy. It's going to be a block front row.
So no shout for Ethan de Groot.
No
shout for Cody Taylor.
I'll tell you, the only shout that the Ethan de Groot is the fact that Oxenchair is injured.
Okay.
So we can have a half conversation about an Ethan de Groot just because Ox is injured. Right. Because if he was fit...
Yeah, no question. No, that's no question. Okay, so Steve, then why don't you kick us off? Who's in at number 1?
Well, we'll put Ethan de Groot. The biggest problem again is I don't know who the Boks are going to actually have. You know, is it going to be Bones, Venter? Is it going to be Gerard Stennekamp? Where are we going to go with our loose head option? I'm going to throw out a peace offering to the All Blacks, and I'll give them Ethan de Groot.
Okay, how generous of you?
I think it is quite generous. Yeah. So I'm going to give Ethan de Groot.
Okay, he's got the number 1 spot.
Yeah, and I'm going to put a massive disclaimer, because we are going to put this out on social media. Massive disclaimer due to Ox injury.
Yes.
Okay, number 2, the World Player of the Year is going in, surely.
Well, this is it. So I was thinking, because currently we haven't seen much of Malcolm, obviously, in the last couple of weeks. I say that since, the Nations Championship. So I was actually thinking, and Cody Taylor had a really good performance last night, but then I remembered Malcolm exists.
Yes.
Look,
it stuck a while, and I said Safa was a nice player, but Malcolm, for me, into 2. So Malcolm into 2 over there. And then 3, tight head. Well, you've got options over here. You know, Carly Sardi's announced himself, but you've got Wilco Lowe, you've got Zach Porthen, Tyrell Lomax made a comeback last night. I think he's definitely the All Blacks' best tight head. Your pick a tight head, Joe?
Where's Thomas in this conversation?
Well, that's. I was interested. I hope you're going to bring him, because that's what I was going to go with Thomas.
Yeah. So I think he's probably, again, as you said, Carlos Sardi had an absolute massive performance against the Welsh, but hasn't really shown much since, so hasn't had the opportunity to.
Yeah.
So I think more from a form and consistency, I think we've got to go Thomas on that one.
Yeah, and he scores trials for fun. So shout out Thomas. Right, now I think this starts to get a bit more contentious. In the number 4 jersey, Eben obviously hasn't played a lot of rugby, was better against Argentina. Fabian Holland also had a nice game last night. Any nominations for you in the number 4 jersey?
Obviously, the instinctual gut reaction is to put Eben in there. 140 odd tests, but are we picking him on prime Eben and maybe not necessarily current Eben? Because I don't think current Eben is prime Eben. You know what I mean?
Rassi actually said during the RT, he reminded us of the old Eben, so I'm hoping that's signs of things to come. Shit. Well, if you're not going to go with Eben, you've got to give me a candidate. I would be happy to put in Eben personally.
No, I'm not going to be unhappy, but yeah. So okay, fine, Eben on that one.
So we're going to put in Eben, and then number 5. Now this becomes a contentious one, because you've got Rowan Nokia, who's playing brilliant rugby.
Such an engine.
Lut Diaga looked a bit better, obviously coming back. Frank Moss is currently injured. He kind of flips around there, but I think Patrick Tupolotto is a lot to be said about him, the number 5 jersey. I think that I've enjoyed what I've seen from Josh Lord. I think that the locks in general, even Sam Derry, nice player. No Scott Barrett. But I personally still think, I think for me it's Tupolotto. You could also put Tupolotto into the loose forwards, but it's him or Nokia, I think.
Unfortunately, again, and we know the algorithm loves dissonance, but those were my 2 picks. Nokia, just because the engine he has, he's all over the park always. What he brings to the lineouts, we've seen our lineouts with him and without him, and they are categorically better with him. But I do think Tuapoloto brings something into that setup as well.
Okay, so
I think we've got to go Tuapoloto here.
Happy. So Pat goes, and you look at us being unbiased. We've got a tight 5, and it's only 3-2 to the Boks so far. I think it's impressive. Loose chair, right. Well, we're going to consider Sia Khaleesi injured at this stage, I think.
Okay.
just because it makes us easier.
Yeah, it does.
Because the number 7 jersey is going to Peter Steph the toy, but
Yes.
not going to even talk about that. And the number 8 jersey is going to go to Jasper Vista. And again, I'm not having a conversation.
There's no conversation there.
There's no conversation.
Wallace Titi.
No.
Or who was the youngster in the 8 jersey last night?
Peter Lakai.
Yeah.
He's playing nicely.
nicely.
Anton Sejan is also coming through, but
Yeah.
Peter Steph the toy is Peter Steph the toy. And I still think, and again, we obviously have a bit of a different numbering system, because in the 6 jersey, it's actually, for me, you could have Artie there or Paul de Villiers. And why is it Paul de Villiers?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you, it's not Paul de Villiers. I think like he had.
I back you, Paul. I back you.
No,
It's Dion Free.
That's
who
why,
really is going
exactly.
into you.
No, shit. I think you've got to go Artie. Like again, if we're trying to be non-biased and stuff, Artie is a phenomenal player. Yeah, I know.
And he's just such a cool guy.
Boo me in the comments. And
He's too likable.
Yeah.
Damn it, Artie, stop being so likable. Yeah. You've got 3 All Blacks in our pack. We're not off to a good start, Joe.
No.
Right. And unfortunately, in terms of keeping All Blacks players, he's not fit at the moment, so a contentious one. I mean, I think Grant Williams is, top 3 best scrum halves in the world. I do think on form right now, Cam Roygaard is a different beast at the moment.
Yeah. No, he's looking really on form. It's interesting. I mean, Grant Williams, I'm a huge fan of Williams. I thought Kobus Reinach, but I think maybe that's because maybe for combinations things with Sasha. So on the standalone, maybe Grant just the pace. I mean, they both blitz though. But no, Cam is looking dangerous.
He is a player who I think, if he's not available this weekend, is arguably one of the biggest blows.
Yeah.
His not being fit, I think I've been going, oh, that could be a potential big miss. So
we're putting in Cam at 9.
Yeah, I think we have to put it as
What has happened?
I know. This is a disaster.
Should we take off that jumper? I don't know what's going on.
We're gonna get pulled apart here. Well, the next thing over here is this is where the All Blacks can come at me. Ruben Love looks like he is really settling in. Looks a really nice player. Impressed. Proud of him.
But
my Leibach's going to 10, and I will not budge on this one.
So I agree. There's no Love wasn't getting in there for me, and I think.
Oh, you're between Sasha and Marnie.
Sasha, Marnie, Hondre.
Yakin Ahmed.
All right. But I thought Hondre coming on in Argentina, like the whole game, the whole first half, I was in the classic thing, shouting at the TV, like, look at the space in behind, turn them, like, put them back. Hondre came on and started turning them, and we started getting that momentum. But Marnie does seem to have a way against the All Blacks. So if we're picking, a 10.
Yeah, Wellington, that's all I've got to say. Wellington last year. My man.
So Marnie at 10.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I back the boy.
Okay.
I back the lad.
We're backing the boy.
Right. Wings are contentious because Chase Colby and Will Jordan often wear the same number. So we can cop out and put one 11, 14.
I think we shouldn't cop out, and we should choose one of those two.
I think so as well. I like that. Let's be contentious about this.
Yeah.
So number 11 candidates, Curtly Orense, from a Block point of view. Ethan Hooker has always played 11 a lot. The All Blacks, well, they're running through wings at the moment. Caleb Clark has returned. So I'm interested to sort of see who's going to start at wing for them. It's an interesting cameos across obviously Leroy Carter. Josh Morby scored 2 last night. You've got Tabata Nawe more in sort of the centres, but and you've got Narawa. But any number 11s that are going to dethrone.
No,
finishing Clark.
None of the names that you said there from the All Black perspective really scared me, and I think that's why it makes it Curtly Orense. Like, it's an easy pick for me there. Ethan is a fantastic young player, and he's coming to his own. He brings that tallness, the physicality. But again, I think Curtly's pace, the step, his engine as well, just getting across the park on offense and defense. Yeah, so for me, it's Curtly.
Right. This, I think, is probably the hardest pick.
Yeah.
Is 12. I think Geordie Barrett is playing some great rugby, which is weird because I wasn't a massive fan. When they moved him to 12 originally, I thought that makes a lot of sense. Then there was times where I was like, not entirely sure this is the thing. At the moment, he's playing really, really well.
I think his system had to recalibrate after getting hit so hard by Peter Steph.
Yes,
Do you know
so
what I mean?
he's back onto the front foot.
Just in time to be hit again.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. However, the criminal disrespect on Damien Day-Lende's name needs to end. And I hear Andre Esterhuizen, back here Andre, playing number 23, hybrid role this weekend. But I still think on my day, I am picking for what he does, that's output, I would probably still pick Damon Day-Lindy. Although I think it is an embarrassment of riches to have those two up against each other, because that is I think that's one of the most exciting clashes this weekend.
No, agreed. I'm with you. I think I've said this before on the podcast, or if not in our chats, but at the beginning of Damien, when he first came on, I couldn't understand. I didn't like him, I didn't get it, and then just over time, he's just proved me wrong, and I've had to eat humble pie. And I think he is one of the key players in our setup, and has been for a long time. Again, his engine, the work rate, he gets over the gain line.
I think he was the first hybrid player, not officially though. In terms of, if you look at the stats, the amount of rucks he hits, the carries, and the carries in the close quarters. That's why, like for example, I wasn't having about Visa, Jasper Visa, because in the close quarters, his carrying is immense. So Damien Day is going at 12. 13, I think it's pretty straightforward. It's Creel.
So we're having no All Blacks in the back.
Well,
no
Proctor's gone home.
Okay.
Antonetta Brown switched between 12 13, also not entirely sure. Rico Wani wasn't the wing back, because I said I'm not even sure the All Blacks know who their best 13 is. So I'm not having it. It's Creel.
Fuck yeah. No, we
can chat about Moody if you want.
Well, exactly. Yeah, I was thinking Moody. No, I think it is Creel. I think, and again, that combination. I think the tricky thing here is we spoke about it before, where the emergent properties being better than the sum of your parts, certain players and combinations together just are unstoppable, and that Damien Creel combination is such a good one.
The hardest one. The All Blacks all-time top try scorer, Will Jordan, versus Cheslin Colby.
One of the greatest wings to ever play the game. I mean, both of them, arguably.
Yes. I mean, those two are generally going to be in GOAT conversations. Like, best players to ever play the game, I think.
All right. Take nothing away from Will Jordan, but has he scored the amount of tries he's scored because he's playing in an All Black team that sets him up for those tries? There's no doubt he's scored some brilliant individual tries and finishes his wings. He's got good pace. But I think if you put a Colby and a Jordan and face them against, let's say, 4 players and said, right, you've got to score, I back Colby to make that try 10 times out of 10. Whereas Jordan, I'm not so sure. I think he is so good because of the team. It's like a Wayne Rooney, brilliant footballer, but shone because of the team that he was in at the time, in his own right.
Careful, that's my favourite footballer, so we don't want to go down that route.
I said he was a good footballer, but do you know what I mean? He was lifted up because of that team. So I think it's something similar here. And that being said, on a pure merit, my choice is with Colby.
Yeah, I'm going with Colby as well. And that's, again, I mean, it's a tough decision to make. I just think Colby has got so much more in terms of, I mean, he's a goal kicking option apparently these days as well. But I do think that in terms of a 1-1 X factor, I think if you put the highlight reels, you know, and I said this last year, and it was a bit contentious. I said, Will Jordan's a great player. I said, but I don't find him a very memorable player. I don't think of, do you remember when Will Jordan did this in inverted commas for the games, especially against maybe the Box, and I do watch pretty much all the All Black games. But Colby's just got that highlight reel of once he's in this sort of space, it's over. Yeah. And all the players around the world also say the same thing. Yeah. So Colby in at 14 and 15. I mean, D-Mac, I love D-Mac. He's such a fun player to watch. Damian Williams is the best player in the world after the Nations Championship in the conversation as far as I'm concerned.
No, and again, there's unfortunately too much agreement here, but no, D-Mac can, and I think he's such an impact player coming off the bench as well. Sometimes he brings on that energy, but he's been starting recently. But Damian Willemse is no.
Yeah, and we could have talked about Will Jordan moving fullback as an option, but Damian Willemse is. Yeah. So there we go. So how many All Blacks have we snuck in here? We've gotten, ironically, interesting. We've got 1 in the back line and 3 in the forwards. So 4 out of 15. Yeah. Let us know where you differ, but I think that's not terrible. There's our command 15 people.
It would be interesting to get our sort of New Zealander counterparts, with rugby content, to get them to make a combined team. It'd be fantastic to see where they would think if they were doing combined teams. So shout out, get in there, guys. Either comment or reply to this video, this part, with your selections. It'd be interesting to know.